I cannot tell how much I love God. I cannot tell how much I love God. I cannot tell how much I love God for all He's done for me. I cannot tell how much I love God. I cannot tell how much I love God. I cannot tell how much I love God for all He's done for me. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thine will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, glory, forever. Amen. Amen. And praise God. Hello world, where have you been? I just finished looking at a YouTube video. One of the saddest videos I've ever seen. But before I got a chance to look at that one, I was looking at a video that the channel is headed by a young lady, and she's black. She was talking about pretty privilege and the fact that she doesn't fall into the category of being beautiful in the eyesight of other people. So she can dress and fix herself up and, do a great job at it. But when she sets foot into a room, nobody recognizes her. The men don't recognize her. She's basically ignored. I listen at the things that she was saying, and I know that a lot of the things that she was talking about are true. If you're not considered beautiful because of your race or skin color, people think that they have a right to treat you horribly. And somebody who has fair skin and beautiful, they may not even be a real likable person, may have a very bad attitude. But it doesn't matter, because in the eyes of the people, a lot of the people in this world, she's freaking beautiful. And, they can work with anything. any wrongs or any deficiencies that she may have, but I understand where she's coming from. Don't be dark-skinned. and make the same mistake or do the same thing or do something that may not be as bad as that person with fair skin, and you know what you got coming to you because you're ugly and they don't like you. And the way people have done, and I'm not saying all people, but a lot of people do things, is that when they don't like you and you're ugly, they beat up on you, they mistreat you. You can never do anything right. You can never say anything right. It doesn't matter if you are sweet and you tone it down or you're kind. None of that matters. In their eyes, you're black and ugly. You're dark and ugly. Y'all know some of y'all heard of the perm, dark and lovely. No, you're dark and ugly. Um, and it doesn't matter how sweet you are, how kind you are, considerate. All of those necessary values that people need in order to have great friendships, great marriage, or whatever. And, I looked at this young lady and I kind of pitied her because in her mind she was thinking, I never got that attention. I looked at everybody else getting that attention and I never got it. And it appears that, no, well, she made it clear that she was hurting. But if I were to say a word to her, it would be tell God about it and then leave it alone permanently. Leave that subject alone permanently. Live your life. Don't be bitter about it. Because a lot of these women who are in relationships are suffering and struggling. And then you got the Brutus olive oil syndrome where the man is beating up on the woman and the woman is sitting there thinking, I would rather be anywhere but here, having to deal with this every single day or all night. Not to mention, these men go out here and they make their decisions on who they like, and the family or friends don't like the person. Well, you know what you got coming to you, especially if you're dark skinned. The inhumane treatment. Yeah, they're gonna commence to beating you up and down and doing everything they can to tear you down. And not only that, they will try to convince the person to go with somebody else, even if they got to go out there and find another person for that individual to like. I will say to you, dear, you're not missing nothing. You're not missing nothing but heartache and trouble. Acceptance isn't all that you think it's cracked up to be. Relationships are hard. Marriage, hard. And what makes it so hard is that two people come together and no one can agree on anything. Everything is a fight. It's a tug of war. And for some couples, it really is a tug of war. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The War of the Roses. But for some couples, it's just like that. I would say to you, be grateful for what you've got. If you're able to support yourself and live a good life and treat yourself, you do that. Yes, you may within yourself feel a need to be loved. And I don't think that there's anything or anybody in this world who doesn't want to be loved. I don't think that there's any person who doesn't want to be loved. I will say this, and I'm going to get off the subject here. Tell God that you desire to have a husband, someone you can spend the rest of your life with, and leave it alone. If it happens, good. If it doesn't, you just look at it as a blessing in disguise. Because a lot of young women are dying out here because they are involved in relationships. It's hard to know who to trust and how far to go with people, because people don't always want to express their feelings or communicate how they feel or what they think. How would you like it if somebody was just beating up on you and because you don't behave the way that they want you to behave, but you have no idea what their expectations are of you, and they haven't given you an opportunity to say whether or not you even want to be bothered or you even want to live up to their expectations? How would you like that? If nobody is bothering you, be grateful. Be grateful you do not have a stalker situation on your hands. And nobody's trying to turn you crazy because you got somebody's attention and they didn't get that person's attention. Be grateful, dear. Father, you know all about this young lady, and you know why it is that she hasn't been able to have a relationship. I don't really know what kind of relationship she has had in the past, if she had, if she didn't. But she's searching for something, God, and if it be your will, God, I ask that you supply that need, because she's saying that it is a need for her. She's saying that she really desires to have someone who adores her, who looks at her and just absolutely adores her. I know she would really love for somebody to just fall head over heels over her when they take a look at her. Father, I don't know if there's any such man out there like that, especially nowadays. So I'm not saying that because I'm talking about her, but I'm saying this because of the ill treatment and the inhumane treatment a lot of these men commit against women. And all of them, I know, God, are not bad. Whatever it is that's holding her back from being able to enjoy a relationship with a man, to acquire and enjoy a relationship with a man, I pray, God, that you remove the barriers and set her free Fix it, God, where this is no longer a burden that she is carrying on her shoulders when she go out. Fix it, Father, where she's not worried about if anybody's looking at her. Fix it, God. Fix it. Father, I know they say that there's more women than there are men. And I've heard people say there's somebody for everybody. I don't know if, all of these things are true. But all of these men walking the face of the earth, it's my prayer that she will acquire somebody worth her time, somebody that she can love and who will actually love her back and not constantly or challenge or beating up on her. Father, if it be your will. Anyhow, I didn't know whether to pray for you or not, young lady, because I don't know you. But I said the prayer anyway. And I hope that you too will go into prayer for yourself concerning your desire to have a man in your life. I'm not the one to talk to you about the cons, the pros and the cons of it, because I could write a book on bad relationships when it comes to a man and a woman. And with all that I have been going through, even now, it's just not a good idea for me to discuss the pros and the cons of having a relationship with a man. But I will say to you, you don't look like you're doing bad. You look like you're doing well for yourself. So be happy with that. Take it to God in prayer, what you want, and leave it there. You get upset, you pray as many times as you want about the topic, but I just wouldn't want you to acquire a man and be so sadly disappointed like many of us are. Be beat down, and it's one thing when they don't give you no attention. It's another thing when you get attention and it's not good attention. So I wish you all the best, dear. And I'll also say this. It's nice to try hard to please a man. But just live. Don't go out your way. You are who you are. Just be who you are every day and love it. And don't worry about acquiring a man. And who knows, one just might come along when you least expect it, or you're not looking. You're not even looking. And that's why I'm trying to encourage you. Give up looking. Don't look anymore. Tell God about it and move on. If you grew up in a home, which I think you said was a great home, there was love there and things like that, you had a head start that a lot of people don't have. They can't run around and shout about the love that they grew up with in their home. How their parents cared for them and wanted the best and showed them, you know, how to be their best selves and things like that. Or if something happened, mama or daddy was there to comfort you. You got people who who don't have that. They had to try to figure it out themselves and was hurt along the way. So relationships are not all you think it is, dear. I just figured you probably needed someone to share that with you, because right now you're thinking of all the possibilities and all the things that you probably would do with your new man, and how y'all would enjoy each other's company and things like that. I would I would say that you quite possibly a stellar candidate for any man that really wants a good woman and really wants to build. You just sound like one. But you're sitting there and you're saying, no one will give me a chance because I look like this. I'm not the fair-skinned beauty that men gravitate to. And I will say to you, there are some men out there that have had their hearts broken by the fair-skinned beauty. And they're probably looking for somebody who will be good to them and provide for them a good home. I look at men as if they're children because they always have a need. They have a need for this and a need for that. Yet, many of them don't know how to treat women. But if you ever find one, like I'm getting ready to speak on the topic of a video that I saw to be one of the saddest videos I've ever seen in my life. I guess because I can relate to it. And I kind of feel like the young lady is about to make a mistake. And she might regret it in her old age. I don't know. I wasn't going to do an audio today. I was going to just continue working on me, but when I saw that video, when I saw your video and then that video followed, the tears, I just could not hold the tears back. I did my best, but my best just wasn't good enough. Because I sat right up in here and just cried me a river. It is a sad thing to get into your old age and you look back on the mess that you have made. Or you look at something and say, I could have been a lot more understanding than that. Or why couldn't I have? Well, you can't blame yourself. You just didn't know. And this is why I am doing this audio. Because you people are younger than me. I got grown children. They're grown. 4 grown children. And my life may not be something to write home about. And maybe it is that I have lived a miserable life. Although I did everything I could to bring joy to my children, which they said, that I made them happy when they were small. But I was so in torment and torture and hurting. Wasn't no point in me complaining about it because I didn't know what to do. And anybody who knew what to do wasn't going to share the information with me, and it's okay. Because now God has brought me to a place of deliverance, and I'm glad about it. But it's a sad thing to get in your old age and realize you could have been a lot more understanding, but the situation at hand just didn't seem. You were just young and inexperienced, that's it. And you just didn't have nobody to talk to. That was the case for me. Miss Lady, I don't know what kind of relationship you have with your baby's daddy. That's what you called him. But when I look at you all on the YouTube channel, y'all seem to be very good friends. It's a sad thing. I will be 50 in 1 more year. And this is the song that I sing to God often. I love my children, but they're grown. And they have their own lives to live. I sing, Lord, don't you know that I had no friend but you. If heaven is not my home, tell me, God, what am I gonna do? You know your angels beckon me from heaven's open door. I don't feel at home in this world anymore. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, don't you know that I have no friend but you. And if heaven is not my home, tell me, God, what am I gonna do? You know your angels Just beckon me from heaven's open door. I don't feel at home in this world anymore. That is the song that I sing to God, because that's how I feel. Folks say feelings change. It's true, but that won't. You get to a point after you've been abused enough in this world, you don't want to be here no more. You don't want to deal with the human animals in this world anymore. What am I saying? It seems to me that you have found a good friend in your baby's daddy, and now you're talking about leaving. Little lady, I don't know if you understand that when you leave your man, your baby's daddy, your smile is not going to entertain him forever. Did you hear me, young lady? You can act as silly as you want, and he loves that. Just imagine you in years meet somebody and they hate everything about you. They'll have you, but they hate everything about you, and they beat you up for being who you are. My dear, if I were you, yes, if y'all need to take a break, but you need to go home. And when I say home, you need to go home with him. You have a child with him. Do you really think he's a young man, and a nice looking one at that. Do you really think that he is going to remain with just your child? You are leaving him open to other women. You may think in your heart that this is what you want, but I'm going to tell you something. There's nothing like having a man all to yourself. Right now, you got him all to yourself. And no doubt, the way he talks, he wants you home. I'm sharing this with you because a lot of stuff happens when you leave a man. You never leave a man alone. Never. I don't know, if your mother is talking to you or what your mother said, if she's alive or whatever the case may be. But if you were my daughter, getting another apartment, for what? Do you know what these men, you apparently don't know. I see you laughing and stuff, but you apparently don't know what these men will do to you out here. When I see the two of y'all together, I see nothing but young innocence. You need to stay there with him. The years roll on by, you'll never get that back. If he doesn't want you to go, you should stay. There's nothing worse than getting involved with somebody who don't really want you around, or the person's family don't want you around, or they hate your guts and they don't waste time in showing you how they hate you. I'll say to you, like I said, I don't know your relationship. I'm looking at you two. I'm looking at you two on YouTube. And I am telling you, stay home. You don't have any issues with him out there cheating. Stay home. I understand he was trying to push you to he's right there trying to motivate you to do YouTube because he see opportunity for you or whatever. That is the role of a man, my dear. But you apparently don't understand that because all you do is laugh. But this stuff that these men out here, these other men out here would do to you will knock all that silliness out of you. You will stop laughing. Go home, darling. He gonna help you find an apartment. No, you need to go home. You already have one. You need to take your baby and go home. Too many women's children are becoming victims of sexual abuse, murder. You move on and you find you a new man, and this new man come on and kill your baby daddy. That's trouble the both of y'all can do without. Y'all sitting up there laughing and kiki-keying and having a good time. Like I said, I don't know. I really don't know what is going on between the two of you. But the way I'm looking and seeing you, okay, if you are upset with him, there's no way you'd be sitting up there eating and laughing with him. There's just no way. Or maybe you really don't know what it's like to have a baby with a man who don't want the children. He don't want them. He's not going to bathe them and clean them, and you working, and he's not going to do any of that. You have to do everything. Cook, clean, shop, everything. But I see you and you just kiki, and it's just a stripper. I don't know why you would want to do that. Why that would even come out your mouth. I'm sharing this with you because you are young. I'm not sharing this with you because I hate you. I'm trying to help you because when people get information on you, they take it and they run with it to the max. They will fix it where you will never be able to find a decent man afterwards. I'm sharing this with you not out of hate, but love. Yeah, it is a crying event because you about to throw something away, and it would be an awful shame for you to get my age and wish you had just calmed down. You did it his way, but you didn't want to do it. And that's another thing. You did it his way, and no doubt you had resentment in the first place for having to do it his way. So if it's something I said. This is something I said in one of my other audios. It's nothing worse than dealing with an adult who really doesn't want to do something. Really don't want to do nothing. You sit there and you complain because he gave you everything you wanted. There are women out here who don't get that. Every single thing that they get, they got to work for. They got to slave and work. You really don't know what that is. And I hate it for you if you ever really have to go down that road. That's a road I'm going to encourage you to stay away from. You haven't given this relationship a chance, a fair chance with him. I don't think you have. No, I'm going to tell it to you like it is. And like I said, not out of hate. Because I could just keep quiet and not say a word. And laugh and key about she is so this and so that. Look at what she is doing. Don't she know that that is not a reason to get rid of a relationship? If you haven't heard it from anybody, you're hearing it from me. Your reasons for leaving that relationship, because he gave you everything and you got lazy, that ain't no reason. If I were you, I would stay home. But I'm not you. I'm not you. I can't tell you. I can suggest, advise, but I can't tell you what to do. And I know you didn't ask me for advice, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. Anyway, in hopes that you will at least listen to what I am saying to you. If there is anything in you that seriously love that man, you had better go home and stay there. Your job as a woman is to turn it into a home. You can't turn it into a home if you on the run talking about being a stripper channel, stripper this and stripper that. There's no man that want his wife out there stripping. Why would you do that and you got somebody or say something like that and all at the same time you're saying that he gives you what you want? I'm too black to be loved. I'm going to tell it to you like that. Really, I don't even care. I almost cussed. I wanted to cuss. The way I have been mistreated, I am too black to be loved. And I don't care. But I'm trying to help you. If you will listen. Go home. Your home is not a new apartment. Your home is where you had left them clothes at that you need to go and get. That's your home there. That's your daughter's home, your baby's home. You say, well, I just didn't like how he pushed me to do this YouTube thing and I quit my. Yeah, but you didn't lose nothing. He took care of you. Well, I got lazy. Well, get unlazy. But get unlazy home with him. Young lady, that is my advice to you. You can take it or you can leave it. It's not my life. It's yours. It's your daughter's life. And later on down the road, things ain't working out, things looking bad. Yeah, because some men are coming to your life, and by the time they get through with you, you don't look nothing like what you did. You don't look like what you did. You don't sound like what you did. When you look in the mirror, you don't see nobody but a fucking stranger. That's how bad a man will fuck you up out here. But then, this one here you got ain't good enough. He ain't good enough because he's too nice. Well, excuse me. Excuse me. You gonna mess around here, and what's gonna happen? Another woman is gonna smile at this man, and you, my dear, will be out of the loop permanently. He's young. He's easy on the eyes, honey. You had better keep that one. I understand you probably done got used to him and all of this and all of that, and that's the way it is. But I'm telling you, you better that's one. Oh, he give me everything and you complaining? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? All I ever asked was for mine to just work. This one here, he took care of you. He took care of you. You don't know what to do with that. I'm gonna tell you what you do with that. You get your stuff and you go home, honey. You get your ass in that kitchen. I'm not your mother, and you may not like me cussing, but I'm telling you, because this is a serious thing. Get in that kitchen and cook. Build your family. You got one. And a mighty fine one at that. And you're about to lose it acting silly. He's just too, he's too good. So what do you want? Black eyes, knocked out teeth, broken bones? Is this what you want? Because I tell you, there's some men out here who don't mind giving it to you. Well, I just don't want no man, right? Yeah, but you're young. You're gonna want one because you're into that. Why else are you talking about stripping? Only you're going out there stripping for men. You're not stripping for him. You're going to get up in a club and strip for men. I don't know. Maybe you're looking at another man. I don't know. But if I were you, I would take my eyes off of him. And put your eyes back on what you got. I don't know y'all. But it just sounds to me like you got a gold mine and you better keep it. Maybe nobody wants to tell you this because they're waiting on you to lose him. They waiting on you to lose him so they can walk right on up there and take him away. And ain't nothing you can do about it. Ain't nothing you can. Right now, I can tell he cares about you because he said he gonna continue to take care of you. But my dear, he's a man. And he has feelings. And don't tell me that there down there ain't gonna bother him. You up here kikiing like this is not a laughing matter. You never leave a man alone. That is the worst thing a woman can do. Stupid. You never leave him alone. He's not a traveling star. He's at home, all the better. What you gonna do? Get out here, take a break from him? Somebody walk by and catches his eyes? And he decides, well, I'm in this empty. I go home to an empty bed every night now. So-and-so done left me. I go home to an empty bed every night. Least I can do is do something to occupy my time and take care of him down there, because that other part, it really does have a mind of its own. And there are some women that these men meet, when they take them home, they never leave. I'm going to tell you something, dear. Right now, when I say you got this man all to yourself, you got him all to yourself, because all he really understands and really knows is you. Now, there may have been some women before your time. I don't know if it is or isn't. The thing is, the way that you all get along, all he knows is you. You should want to keep it that way. But if he get out here and get a taste of these other women out here, you may lose him forever. And then when he come back, you like, but he's not the same, and he's this and he's that. Yeah, that's what happens. They change. My advice to you, I'm an old woman. I'm not jealous of you. I'm telling you, he's a nice looking young man. You are probably just used to him now and done got too comfortable. Well, get uncomfortable. Go home. Go home before it's too late. Go home. I'm not jealous of you. I had my choice. And he was a fine young thing. Yes, Lord. In many ways, we were definitely a match. It's just that he did not have a sense of responsibility. And I can't put all the blame on him because I did one of your moves. I picked up and left. I should not have done that. And you know that opened the door for other people, other women, other things. That's what it does. And then when they meet these other people and they're getting intimate with them and things like that, these guys are changing. And then when you come back, it don't work out, and he's from woman to woman, and it don't work out. And later on in years, y'all come back together, he's not gonna be the same. You got him all to yourself. I would say to you, my dear, take full advantage of that. Full. I don't know. I don't know. Like what goes on behind the scenes. I just know that a lot of bad things can happen to women out here. Because you end up with a man who is very bitter, very arrogant. Their behavior is that the woman is more of a slave than she is a woman. She doesn't have no say in any. See, you sitting up here complaining about that, and he's willing to say, well, I shouldn't have done that. There are men who will do some stuff to you and will not apologize. Will not apologize and will not say, okay, I'm not going to do that no more. But stop stripping him, because he is a man. He only thing he did was what a man does. He is the overseer over you and your daughter, and therefore he makes the decisions in the house. And therefore, when he makes the decisions, you do what you are told, and you don't complain about it. But see, I know young women. Instead of you doing what you were told to do, you complained about it and you did not do it. And if you did do it, you did it grudgingly. What is that? What is that? Doesn't matter that it was successful. Oh no. Because it wasn't what you wanted to do. That's what happens when you unite with a man. He is over you. If you didn't want a man over you, you had the man's baby. Y'all living in the same house. You say he was taking care of you. What more do you want, miss? What more do you want? There are women out here who will never have what you got. And you ready to let him go. I'm sitting up here looking at how y'all get along, and you don't see no value in what you have with this. Talking about, oh yeah, we friends and all. No. You are ignorant. I'm going to tell you that. You are acting ignorant. And maybe it's because you are. That's why I am telling you, go home. There ain't nothing out here. Or do you watch the internet? You don't watch Fatal Attraction? You don't look at the news? You better go home, honey. Take it from somebody who's daddy. He taught me when I was a toddler that I was going to have a hard life. I won't say what happened. But what had happened is something that has happened to me my whole entire life. Even now. You got somebody that actually care about you. You might not find that ever again. You might not find it. You sitting there acting silly and laughing. But you apparently don't know how wicked people are. You better take it from the darker sister. Because there ain't no love for us. There ain't no love for us. There's hate and resentment. You can be the best that you try to be, and nobody will reason with you or talk. This young man said he shouldn't have done that or whatever. That's what it's about. You're learning one another. And instead of you learning him, you running. Go home, honey. That's my advice to you. You might not find a better one. You leave him alone long enough. Somebody's gonna get him. I'm just sharing it with you because maybe somebody that nobody really want to tell you this because they waiting on you to be stupid and let him go. And they're gonna slip right on in. A man can only be strong but for so long if he chooses to do so. He was built for companionship. Did not the scripture say that the rib was taken out of him and God made Eve a helpmeet, a helper? She's a helper to him. I suggest that you humble yourself. I didn't see no humility. All this silliness and high school mess, this is not a laughing matter because you had a baby with this man. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I really think it's a beautiful thing what y'all got, but you about to tear it up. Talking about another apartment. Talking about, oh, he had me to do YouTube and quit my job and do YouTube, but he took care of you though. Well, did you end up in a shelter somewhere? Where'd you end up at? Huh? Maybe you want to switch places with somebody like me who looked out for somebody, and then at the end of the day, they left my ass in the house with my children, and we didn't have no food. I was sick, bedridden, and electricity and stuff was off. The house that I got, he wanted me to get it. I didn't want no house, but I got it for him. And he refused to pay the mortgage. Told me to sign it over to him. And then he'll pay. If that was the case, we could have did that long time ago. But waited till I got on my sickbed with all of this foolishness. I'm just sharing this with you because you really don't know how dangerous these men are out here. And you are saying that he took care of you and you quit your job and he took care of you and you didn't have to want for nothing and stuff like that. Baby, go home. That is my final advice to you. Your home is not a new apartment. Your home, you better go back to it. I cannot tell how much I love God. I cannot tell how much I love. Oh, one more thing. How about you with 4 kids? All y'all got in the house to eat is 1 egg and y'all split it up and eat it, and that's what y'all eat for the entire day. After all the kindness you show some ungrateful. You know what? Heavenly Father, Jesus, Holy Spirit, I love y'all.